Welcome to TradersArmy.com, defending your right to build wealth and preserve capital for generations to come. What's up, everybody? It's New Year's Eve. Welcome, everybody, to the New Year's Eve edition, last one of 2019, daily market commentary. After a much-deserved week off, we are back. We are rolling. We are ready to go for this wonderful half day of a market. Yesterday, we had a live trading room. So those of you that were with us, hopefully you were able to garner some decent trades out of yesterday's room. And those of you that missed it, why are you missing out? Join us. Go to TradersArmy.com today. We have a special for 2020. You can join your first month for $20.20. That's right, 2020. So go to TradersArmy.com. We've got a promo code on the website you can use to join us. So let's go ahead and start our daily market commentary. Let's get rolling. So ES this morning, we are basically flat, sitting kind of sideways. Now, yesterday, we had a really decent sell-off, pretty big down move, early in the morning, and then rallied up, later in the morning, before then just kind of going nowhere the most of the rest of the day. What that did for us, though, is if I go to the 4-hour chart, what that did for us is that gave us a clearer lower swing low, and that makes this demand area down here a bit more precarious. So with that demand area being a bit more precarious, we switched it to a confirmation entry on a long, and this was one that was formed about a week and a half ago on a pretty strong move up. It's maybe not the greatest of areas, but we have to be cognizant of the fact that it is still there. And so what that does is that makes this breakdown trade a very limited reward potential. And so it may not be one worth going after today. I think it's probably better to sit on the sidelines of this particular trade. Looking at the NASDAQ yesterday, we got a little bit of a rally off of this area down here that went throughout the day. But we didn't get a whole lot of movement out of that thing. But it did give you an opportunity to kind of move on it. However, on the NASDAQ on our 4-hour, it's a much more clearly defined lower swing high and lower swing low. So we are technically on our 4-hour chart have begun a bit of a downtrend. Do I think it's going to be a big pullback on the daily time period? No, not at all. But I wouldn't be surprised to see us get a little bit more of a sell-off today, and then we'll see what happens on Thursday. So I think discretion is probably the better part of valor on a day like today. I think you may get a breakdown opportunity in here if you want to go down to like the 15-minute chart, and you get an opportunity on a breakdown even on the 15 because it limits your risk. You can go ahead and give that a shot for a little day trade. Crude oil yesterday, we had a little level identified right here in crude, and price did come back down into the level. We did get a little bit of a move away. It actually hit target 1, and then came screaming down to what I believed was the better level. Now, this better level was not formed at a great time of day. However, we came really close to it and didn't get in. So those of you that know what we do with those kind of levels means that if we come really close to a level and don't get in, we need to switch it to a confirmation entry. That is how we handle those levels, because price comes close to them, doesn't get us filled, it switches to a confirmation entry. Well, the next time we came into the level, we popped all the way through to the bottom of that zone. And so there's no reason for an entry on this position. So, there's a lot of lines on here, but essentially this was target 1, this was target 2. After this little level here hit. So one little move, which turned out to be a pretty decent little zone. So what am I looking at for today? Well, if I go to my 4-hour, we've seen a bit of a rollover here. And with that rollover comes an opportunity on a 15-minute chart to look at this level up here as the origin of that move, although I've got a little wick over wick zone here that could also be kind of interesting today. So I'm going to put the pivot area in play for now. Next would be gold. Gold, we talked about a breakout, and we did get a breakout trade yesterday in the gold markets. It didn't come till later in the evening, but our breakout trade did hit and we got a little bit of a run up in gold. Price is now pulling back just a smidge, and we don't have any supply until above us up in here. So our gold little breakout trade from yesterday worked. So if you were with us in the live room yesterday, hopefully you were able to catch that breakout. I'm going to remove that one for now. And then I don't want to take this reversal because the time of the day is not a great time of day, and so I'm going to stick to this one down that we have in here. Looking at my bonds and currency markets, really nothing in the ZN. Our 10-year note yesterday we said is just a day to stay away, and it showed us that was the case yesterday as well. In the Aussie, we had a breakout in the Aussie as we got our breakout in the Aussie to kind of give us a bit of a run, and that one is continuing. Now, in this particular Aussie breakout, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, after 6 candles, you may or may not have taken that stop, that trade off at break even. We did get a run in the overnight hours, and so it's kind of continuing that move. If you did, then move your stop up to underneath 70.18. Inside of the euro, we got the same thing happening in the euro as we got our little breakout above as price is continuing its move higher. In the euro, if you didn't catch the breakout, I will say that the overnight session here could be worth using on a bit of a pullback. Canadian dollar as well, our breakout occurred and hit our price target. So Canadian dollar breakout occurred and hit the moving price target. Once again, you may or may not have hung out for that whole move as it broke, but it didn't really go anywhere before then hitting in the overnights last night. Looking at what you might do with that one today. If I clear all these out, my 4-hour trend is clearly a very strong, frankly, overextended uptrend. And so waiting for a pullback is always going to be wiser, although we may not get a deep enough pullback to make it worthwhile. So that would be our level down in here. And then last but certainly not least is Great British Pound and Japanese Yen. The Great British Pound, we have rallied up off of the breakout into our potential reversal level. Now, we called this a confirmation level. This has not given me an entry yet. We didn't trade halfway in. Remember, on a confirmation entry, you've got to trade halfway into the zone. So if you got in on this one, you got in a little bit premature. It is not an entry as of yet. So I need to remove these lines since we're basing now at that point. And then the breakout was pretty effective, but I'm gonna put a little tiny level here, which is a very small trade, but it could make for a little day trade if you look inside of that as a small little day trade opportunity for today. Japanese yen, we did not come into our gap fill level, and then boom, rocketed up hard all day yesterday. Still didn't come into our supply area, which we have identified off the 4-hour time period, but we clearly have begun a much stronger. We finally broke out of this range, or did we? So let's see if we get a bit of a pullback in this one. If we get a bit of a pullback, you've got an area in here for a potential reversal later today. So those are our levels for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to send us an email, support@tradersarmy.com. I hope everybody has a happy and safe New Year, and we will be back on Friday morning with our daily market commentary, Thursday morning for our live trade room. Join us. Go to tradersarmy.com. Join up today. See us in our live trade room Thursday morning. See you all soon. Have a great day.